but thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This one not day off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This man not dey off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. Depends on wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live, and it is also the Sunday sermon. If you recently joined Mayegun's Diary Politico, Sunday sermon may kind of seem strange, but it is not. I'll tell you about it.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Yes, so.
Mayegun
Mama Adeniran, tell that your son to dance even better for me. I'm actually visualizing him dancing.
Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun, Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary.
Thank you very much. Share the broadcast.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Guinea. Have you heard that before? Guinea. No, you haven't. But you've heard about Guinea-Bissau, Conakry, this morning.
Lórí Facebook,
Thank you.
lórí YouTube, ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Ìrẹsìdó bá rúfin o.
Thank you.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
So let me tell you about Sunday sermon. If this is your first time of watching Mayegun live during the day, since you started following or subscribed, Sunday sermon is a special program on Mayegun's Diary Politico, and it is always on Sundays. I used to do that every Sunday, but I couldn't keep up. You get what I mean? So much to do and the rest anyway. But Sunday sermon, we call it the no holds bar session. Or no holds bar, which means there is no barrier. Now, this is the kind of the session whereby I kind of pour out my mind in the most satisfying way, including even being petty. like where I have to say somebody is mad, I'm not going to say they are acting funny. I'm just going to say mad. You know what I mean? Like it's blunt, direct, and sometimes for some people, it might be too much because according to them, a lot of you feels like, Mayegun, you can still deliver that message without all this, but that's exactly what makes a Sunday sermon different. And I do advise people, especially those who are pretty much like they are not comfortable, right? When people are not being politically correct, you are better off being politically correct. You don't want to offend people. You don't want to say something that you're going to feel bad about and the rest of that. And it might start sounding like toxic to you. To us, it is not. The message is very, very clear. The owners of the messages are very much the target know themselves, and when these these inflictives and others are coming out, just remember that they are not coming for you, except if you are a closet Buhari idiot, a disguising Buhari din, Buhari didirin, Buhari dinotu, Buhari dijatu, Buhari shuku, Ngozi Harris, Nneka Harris, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves. If you're a closet one, which are all from the clan, the empire of the Sai barbarians, they have their cousins, called the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alemajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers, including their uncles and aunties abroad, remember? Except if you are one of them. The Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the pretenders, and the rest. Except if you're one of them, that's the only reason why you get offended. If you are not a pretender, nothing that we say on Sunday sermon will ever get to you to the point that you start getting angry. I don't like the way he's. I mean, I respect. No, Baba. See, most of the time, people who always give me conditional support on Mayegun's Diary Political, 10 years, 11 years to be precise, or people who used to give me conditional supports, the support they give to me always kind of lasts for just a few hours, others last for maybe a few days. Usually every Sunday is when most people withdraw their conditional support for Mayegun. Their conditional I respect you. This is the kind of the time you can take all of that back. This is also the segment where you can feel like, no, you've been wasting your time following this guy, because it's the moment of truth and it's going to hit you differently, even though you kind of pretend that you don't like what is going on in Nigeria. Or when I'm talking about them, somehow in a segment like this, you may be offended. The question is, why should you be offended when we are talking about those who have destroyed Nigeria, those who have divided Nigeria, ruined Nigeria, locally and internationally? Why should you be offended? That's the question. So again, conditional love, as they will call it, doesn't work here. And today, I am going to be as blunt as ever too. Kolu, the Jaga bandits, the Jaga addicts, the Jaga weary, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn àtọ̀lé. Some said the Jaga pupu, Jaga pampas, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. The drug lord, and his connection to Conakry. Number one, it wouldn't have been much, okay, if he didn't lie in his own INEC form that he submitted. Not that I'm expecting anything, or you should be expecting anything reasonable to come out of this, but there is something that continually will continue to give you the vibe that Nigeria is just this close to becoming a narco state. And some of you don't even have a clue of what that means yet, right? So, as the children of God were sleeping, Son of Man woke up to do the work of his, what do you call it? the work of the, should I say, the angels. Oh, in the middle of the night, oh, David Undenyi. Surprise. Surprise, Bawo Kilo Shele David. Kolu is a Guinea. Guinea, Bawo. Ewotu ni Guinea. At first, nobody knows his real name, his real age, his childhood friends, his real parents. Nobody knows a lot about. I mean, where he said he worked, right, as this or that, we went back to those places. They were all lies. What exactly is actually real about this guy? Right, here is the story. Guinea. How did Tinubu become a diplomatic passport holder in a country that is not his country? How? Here is the story. Oh. Listen to me very well. Oh. Bola Tinubu, a convicted drug trafficker in Chicago, United States of America, is one of those arrowhead that gave Nigeria the name back then, or let me say the tag of a narco transit hub. Nigeria actually became one of the hubs for drug traffickers from South America. It became something that even government of Nigeria under Buhari killed some people for drug trafficking. But Kolu, who was based in the United States of America at the time, was, he presented himself as an accountant, okay? Now, as an accountant, the drug dealers, they also need an accountant. And that was when Kolu and his wife, Tinubu and his wife, they ventured into this world of criminology full time. What did they do? They wanted to launder the money for the drug traffickers. They are not those distributing the drugs per se. They are just managing the fund from that drug trafficking. How? By depositing the drug money in their different bank accounts that they open deliberately for that purpose. But how does the drug from South America fail to cross from South America to North America, which is United States of America, crossing there and just deliver their drugs? Why do they have to take a long trip down to Africa, West Africa, before they would then, redistribute to Europe and America in the 80s and 90s? Oh. So something then happened. His bank account, it was the one who actually exposed the drug traffickers that he was working with, from what I have sort of figured out, my own theory. They were wondering how somebody that was earning $2,400 a month, right? And then after you pay all your bills and everything, what is left? How could that same person be having over 1.8 million, $4 million in different bank accounts? That was what brought about the investigation. And before you know it, that was what led them to the narco business, the drug trafficking, heroin trafficking in America then. Yeah? But there is also a place in West Africa, in Africa, and the place is called Guinea-Bissau. Now, Guinea-Bissau is a very small country. Very small, to the point that crime rate in that country historically was near zero. They almost never had a national police in Guinea-Bissau. Would you believe that? Yes. That the crime rate in that country was so low, yeah, that their passports is so valid, so kind of important, or no, I don't want to use the word important. So relevant, put it that way, because of their record, that their passports can take you to over 60 countries, including Europe here. Some countries here in Europe that you won't need visa as a Guinea-Bissau passport holder. Right? And from time immemorial, Yeah, they have said that the likes of Agbele and Kolu himself, they've built a long-time relationship with Guinea-Bissau. So when an opportunity presented itself politically, this time around, Tinubu banked on it. Why? How did somebody who is convicted of drug trafficking in America, that he forfeited 460,000 US dollars instead of going to jail? How did he build a relationship in Guinea-Bissau that he became a friend of their president? Here is the story. Like I said, the South American drug lords, right, will transit, they will fly their drugs from that place down to Guinea-Bissau. Free pass. All they have to do is to pay whoever showed up as government official. So it was easier. It got to a stage whereby the government of Guinea-Bissau, they were actually making so much money from drug trafficking to fund their own government in Guinea-Bissau. Yes. And by so doing, you will probably want to know the guys behind it too, and then building a relationship with those who run the country to give you easy pass would have been the next thing over the years. So they said it was Tinubu who introduced Alpha Conde. Some even said, what is the relationship between Tinubu and Alpha Conde? They said Alpha Beta. Probably he got the name Alpha Beta from Alpha Conde. They were good pals. He installed the government. Drug dealers install governments all over the world, where they work behind the scene to give themselves some of kind of a state immunity from investigation and arrest. Now, Tinubu, who introduced, according to what we heard, introduced Alpha Conde to Bokwari, and they became friends. And becoming friends means they have to build political alliance, to the point that in 2019, when Alpha Conde came back to Nigeria for Bokwari's second term inauguration, he spent quite substantial time with Tinubu. This time, he was discussing with him how he could help him to also win a second term in his country, because currently he's already lost it. He's already lost it like a Bokwari. But Bokwari did it here in Nigeria, and he was told that Tinubu was instrumental to that. So they spent time together in Nigeria during Bokwari's second term inauguration. And from the record, right, they said that Alpha Conde was so scared he was going to lose his re-election, that he was planning to postpone the election. In fact, the opposition wanted him to postpone the election too. He was given into that until Tinubu told him, October 11, don't ever change it. This is how you go about it, okay? Rig yourself in and tell them to go to court. That kind of put Tinubu in a new kind of level in the political space of Guinea. In fact, Tinubu had to put together some of his, regular run boys, and he sent them to Guinea-Bissau to go and work on the propaganda on the people of Guinea. The level of propaganda that we eventually, blame the people, or let me say the opposition, for what the dictator in Guinea-Bissau is doing. And it worked. Conde was declared winner. The opposition declared fraud. They went to court, to Supreme Court. They threw everything away. And Conde, in appreciation of their friendship before the second term or whatever, to give Tinubu the full access, that was when he offered him this citizenship. Are you following? And this is not just Guinea-Bissau passports. This is their diplomatic passports. Okay? This is not something you will say, oh, honorary citizenship and all of that. According to those who have actually worked on Guinea-Bissau generally, they ask few to share with us. Okay? And how much it is also easier to acquire their passports, especially if you are from Nigeria and you know your way very well. Yeah? You can acquire their passports for your trade. And there are hundreds, if not, hundreds of thousands of people of questionable characters who have this same passport. But see, there are many politicians in Nigeria who have a dual citizenship. Tinubu's passport, like I said, is not just a passport. It simply means that it belongs to the higher class of the Guinea-Bissau political class or political group, the ruling class, the government of that country. Now, that is not just an honorary here. And also, in Nigeria, they have law, even though I don't want you to actually sort of believe their law anyway, because it's all nonsense at the end of the day, if you must know. Anyway, so story behind the Guinea-Bissau corruption and what people actually do. Read this. So I'll read everything out, okay? Sorry if it's going to be like a stretch, but I'll read it out. Said in 2017, Guinea News indicates the following. Okay, they said Guinea is the only country where a foreigner can obtain all documents, birth extract, national identity card, passport, or he or she need in the biggest scam, right? However, all administrative documents are available to foreigners. All you need is a bit of money. According to an article published by the BBC on the arrest of 2 police officers accused of passport trafficking, the Guinea capital is a main hub for the passport trade, with foreigners using the passport to travel to Morocco and then to Europe. In addition, according to statistics provided to the BBC by police officers, between 2015 and 2017, 20 to 30% of Guinean biometric passports were sold to non-Guinean Africans who left Conakry and went to Morocco. Corroborating information could not be found among the sources consulted by the Research Directorate within the time constraints of this response. Guinea's Minister of State refers to the following problems that arose during operations to roll out and issue biometric passports in Guinean embassies in Europe, right? So changes in identity or date and all of that stuff. So according to the same source, the minister knows that all changes to the biometric passport, first and last name, date and place of birth are prohibited. Lost or stolen passport must be reported in an official manner, and any biometric passport that is declared damaged must be returned. Right. Now, this is their story. Just to corroborate what I've just told you. It was like the place is a drug hub. Now, for you to now send the drug moles, or what do they call them? The drug carriers that will now ferry all those drugs to the rest of the world. Okay? You just take them there, pay the right money, and then you put they are Ghanaians. So Kolu known for drug trade, drug trafficking, convicted for same, but is a notorious kleptomaniac, right? A fascist politician that has also taken over institutions in Nigeria, about to be sworn in as the president of Nigeria. Is he breaking any law? Tinubu has broken every law known to Nigeria and to international communities. No that and no peace. And the burden is going to be on you, okay? Not on Tinubu, okay? For somebody like me, I would just kind of, reduce traveling. I don't have to subject myself to that trauma of special profiling at different airports in the world. I will just stay away. But there are many people that won't and can't. Here you get. He has broken every law everywhere. Nigeria is a lawless country, a crime scene. where criminals, rather than go to jail, they get rewarded. A diplomatic passport holder. Some said, but the passport has expired now. Maybe that is why we actually saw it. And that's why we are seeing it. So the new one, the replaced one, where is it? Meanwhile, when he filled his INEC form, this is what he put there. Okay. Now, this is called perjury. I know it doesn't mean anything to some of you criminals, okay? Following the drug dealer. It doesn't mean anything to you. It's all right. But it is called perjury, all right? When a criminal lie under oath, according to your law in Nigeria, that is 10 years. Have you voluntarily in the past changed nationality? He said no. He said, have you voluntarily acquired citizenship of any other country? If yes, which country? He said no. Instead of saying yes and explaining that INEC form that I was given a diplomatic passport as a Guinean or as a Guinean. So I am a Guinean too, but I'm a Nigerian. That's all. So by this alone, he has committed perjury. For Nigeria, a lawless country, it doesn't matter. Now, the people who want to come implement the law with that, the people who want to come and put law and order in place, so lawbreakers. Anyway, somebody had this to say about a student who did his research on the Guinea-Bissau. A good read. And this is just an abstract. All right. The rising trend of the drug trade in Guinea-Conackry began from 2004. And the extent of the illicit trade came to limelight after the military coup in 2008. Many observers then feared that Guinea-Conakry may be West Africa's next narco state. This paper therefore critically reviewed the trend of drug trafficking in Guinea-Conakry by adopting a desk review research approach with the reports and evaluation obtained from secondary sources of data analyzed through content analysis. The study found that the narco state syndrome has remained a dangerous trend within the West African sub-region with negative impact and effects in states like Guinea-Conakry that are caught up in the drug trade. This study concluded that Guinea-Conakry is at risk of being captured by drug traffickers as crime governance was noted to be interlinked with drug trafficking with high complicity of higher level elites in the illicit drug trade. The study therefore recommended that the government of Guinea-Conakry should address the fragility and the weakness of state institutions by putting in place sustainable development policies directed towards improving human security. Also, counter-narcotics frameworks should prioritize and encourage operation between law enforcers and agencies and relevant stakeholders to ensure that drug use and its consequences are reduced to the barest minimum. They are talking about Guinea-Conakry, ladies and gentlemen. For Nigeria law, I have this to say about dual citizenship. You see why I said, if you are waiting for me, I'm waiting for you, Mayegun. We know that one day you will come back to this Nigeria and say you want to contest election. You will wait for me forever. Till what? Till you die waiting. Here you get. I'm going to pick up British passports at some point. Yes, I'm going to pick it up, which will then make me what? British, Abi. So automatically disqualify me from running for any office in Nigeria. But because Nigeria is a crime scene, Amosun is British citizen. He ran in Nigeria, Abi. He didn't declare that. None of you sent him to jail. He probably lied. Saraki is British and his family. You know that. Bokwari's, well, they didn't contest election anyway, so Bokwari is not British. So I wouldn't say he is. There are many of your criminal politicians who are indeed not supposed to be running for any automatic disqualification, except they publicly say, okay, I renounce this citizenship. Saraki is still British, and majority of them are still British. So when they finish looting you and do whatever they want to do to you, they come back here with their British passport, and they come what? To enjoy whatever is left here. So I'm not coming back to come and be anything in that place. Not there. Because your law says if you pick up citizenship of anywhere, American or Canadian or Guinean, you have no right to run for office in Nigeria. It is your law. A person shall not be qualified for election to the office of president if subjected to the provisions of Section 28 of this Constitution. Subject to the provisions of this section of Section 28 of this Constitution. He has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a country other than Nigeria, or except in such cases as may be prescribed by the National Assembly. He has made a declaration of allegiance to such other country, or he has been elected to such office at any 2 previous elections, or under the law in any part of Nigeria he is adjudged to be a lunatic or otherwise declared to be on sound mind. Now, all of these are what actually disqualified Kolu. The last part, a lunatic or declared to be of unsound mind. Kolu is sick. The same way normal they talk like this.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
So person when normal they talk like that. Person where they talk like that. Anyway, that's the law. By that law, ordinarily, Kolu should be in handcuffs right now. And they should be taking him straight to Kirikiri. After Kirikiri, they have to move him straight to Kuje maximum prison. He is an hardened criminal. And when he's sworn in as your president, just have it at the back of your mind. Pablo. Even Pablo, wherever he is, Ilereni. Anywhere Pablo did right now, Ilereni, Pablo Escobar, the original man who first tried to even be the president of a whole country using the narco money to run the country. But I got to a stage that even as everybody in that country knows him as a narco man, that they kind of protected him to some extent, they rejected the father. So whether you like it or not, Tinubu is you are going to hang Tinubu's picture in your office. She be yellow by. Whether you like it or not, they are going to swear that you are in on in May and all of that. But wait, let me explain to you. Tietita. In case if you have no idea, you see the road that they are taking you to right now is called the road to perdition. The road to perdition. The road to final, what do they call that one? There's this Onyobo I put on for my head since last night. Final implosion. No, that one is easy. It's a very strong word like that, but if I remember it, I'll use it. That's exactly where they are taking you to. And if you have an understanding, right, you will be like this, where is that? I was say, where's she? You will be like this lady and say, help me, help me, help me. Let me explain that.
I will not allow you to. Help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me, help me, help me, help me.
Now, what this means is that whatever you have seen before, or whatever you have heard about Kolu before, put all of them all together, okay? And just come to the conclusion and say, nobody knows this man. Oh, he was the former governor of Lagos State, 2-time governor, this one and that. Of course, he's had a very good run until now. until the time he's been able to have that good run under the radar, even though the old secret is right there in the open, right? Until now, that he put the biggest electoral haste ever. And this has now prompted people to say, some said it's too late, or whether it is too late or it's too early, it doesn't matter. Now you have an idea that you have no idea of Kolu. Somebody was still asking what is Kolu. Kolu, Kolu is Yoruba word for Koli. Koli is Yoruba word for a dying chicken. You may have English word. I can't even remember the English word. You know that Koli, that will, that thing that will catch a chicken. You have a name for it. Let somebody who is Princess. Are you there? What is the name for that thing that kill chicken? Koli. Something like that. So when you look at him like the way he is looking at you, like that, like somebody that Baba iti law. I will law. Some are saying that he is acting, he's pretending. See, that's where the problem is. Sometimes a lot of you will see things like this because you find it so hard, right, to accept that this is actually happening. So you will need to kind of create something that makes it look like that's the alternative. You create your own alternative reality. Kolu, when they say dementia, nobody dey house. You know that thing, that sickness, is somebody like Bokwari as well. Okay, they can't spend 10 straight minutes in a room without losing their memory or losing their mind or start talking nonsense. It's a terrible one. They can start talking to you about car, and then there you are having a conversation around car, and it seems it's sounding like they are having the convo and all of that. Then from nowhere, they can start talking about cows. And then you'll be like, what a switch. No, sir, cow. What do you mean? Yeah, you mean, and that's it. From there, they can switch again to cats. And this is not like having a proper conversation or to say, okay, yeah, let's even talk about this. No. They've forgotten about talking about cars earlier. To the point that the likes of Tinubu will forget your names. If you spend much time with him in a room, they will have to remind him. That's the sickness that is wrong with Kolu. And in this regard, the criminals around him that are pretty much pushing on the rest are doing so because of the open door this is going to be for the real men of the underworld, the real criminals that he actually represents. And then it's going to be a free-for-all. Guinea-Conackry, where is now the big hub for drug traffickers, and a convicted drug lord is a diplomatic passport holder of that country, a corrupt country, as we have been told. Need to know. So now let's even talk more. Tinubu didn't win any elections in Nigeria. Twist it, propaganda on it, turn it around, bully people, blackmail them, arrest them, threaten them, or kill them as you are doing. You all know that he didn't win any election in Nigeria. Go to court. It's just like a thief telling you to go to court after stealing from you, knowing that his brother, his sister, or his wife is the judge that is going to look into it. The real state capture of Nigeria that Tinubu and gang are currently embarking on. A sick old man, right, that only wanted that immunity of, he's the president, right, in order to give immunity to other criminals disguising right now, as Nigerians. So breaking laws means everybody is free to break the law. And it will just come to that period like Ibrahim Babangida time, when he said, do whatever you like, do whatever you can to be rich, do whatever you can to make money, just don't ever get caught. Now the era is coming back and it's going to be a free-for-all. When Nigeria become a narco state with a drug baron, a convicted drug dealer, as at the head of it, then all the drug dealers in Nigeria and the rest and all those criminals will have immunity from any prosecution, and that should be concerning. It should. Everything about them should be concerning to start with. Now, here it is. They rigged Kolu in. But you see, when they announced Kolu, there was no figure. The numbers that Mahmoud Froster was announcing, the numbers are not real. You remember when I said, if you take a look at the announced results and you go to that their INEC IREF portal and compare the results, what INEC announced and what is on their own portal right now, they are so in contrast that this whole thing is looking like what the drug dealers would do. Do you get that? Drug dealers with drug money and then high on your own coke. That's exactly what happened though. Mumudu was announcing figures that were not real, and he declared Kolu winner, and the entire country feels like they are mourning, like somebody died, like somebody, you know what I mean, somebody important, or you know what I mean, like died. They've replicated the same in Adamawa today, in case if you have not been following the news. Earlier today, when they report that Tinubu has a dual citizenship, when they said that Tinubu has a dual citizenship, he is a Nigerian and he is also a Guinean. And if you check, probably he's also citizens of so many other countries that he has different names, right? God knows how many. When that one pop up in the middle of the night, suddenly, Premium Times, see, Kola Wole, I be waiting with that guy where they on Premium Times. They now did the breaking news. Breaking news. Peter Obi, not Tinubu, won Rivers State. Tinubu no even score 25% in Rivers State. That's Premium Times, oh. Breaking news. They won't give you that one, maybe you take down a whole body. They said on INEC, imagine, INEC declared Tinubu winner, Abi? And Tinubu won Rivers State, remember? Now, on INEC website, INEC IREF, right now, go there and check right now. Go and tally them if you have the time. INEC Ref, right now. Now, Obi then declare winner of Rivers State, right now. But the one that they declared on the 25th of February, now Tinubu won Rivers State. Not just that, oh. The same report that is talking about what they did in Rivers State, they are now pointing at they cut down votes in Plateau State, 1.3 million votes. INEC remove them from Obi. But when you go back onto their on their website right now, oh no, you'll be shocked and say, then what is really going on? Like, are you trying to like play everybody? Are you making a gesture? Are you calling, what's going on? This is not even like you saying, there you go. No. Go to INEC right now, INEC website right now. And then you'll be wondering, what's going on? 1.3 million votes in Plateau State. 420,000 votes in Lagos. Over 300,000 votes of theirs in Benue. Ebonyi. And so many other places like they are now pointing them out now. That even by reading what is now out there right now, as you are watching this video, they are now systematically admitting that if things were actually done right, even if nothing is touched in Tinubu's number, Tinubu is not even like second in the real thing. I mean, this may sound like, Mayegun, what are you talking about? See, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend that I'm sounding Greek to you. I said, INEC declared Tinubu winner. The numbers are not adding up. The same INEC on their website, their numbers that they declared as winner for Kolu is no longer showing up as winner for Kolu. It's now showing the winner for somebody else that they said came third. So what does that tell you? It means that by tomorrow, when Nigeria explodes, the first people you should hold is the INEC of Nigeria, Mumudu. Oh, people want to call in. Okay, I'll take calls at some point, but let me kind of pour this whole thing out. Sure you get. We'll get to that. So the number Mumudu announced is not there. But you know what happened in Adamawa? Remember this woman? This woman, Binani, she is the APC governorship candidate in Adamawa. Now, Binani, as you can see her here, she is currently, if you tell me, she is the most powerful woman in the entire Nigeria. And if you ask me why, Binani is the woman that printed all of the election materials that you used in this 2023. She printed the entire ballots. Every election material that has to do with printing, whether na agent tag, this one tag, security tag, everything, ballot paper, result sheet, and all of those, she printed them. And she is also a candidate in the election. So, wahala yaso, abuku yakari, trouble yaso, wahala yakari. Binani is now running against another historic criminal representatives of the people destroying people. So it's like esprit de corps. Binani is so rich that those who are shouting, Aramo, Aramo, is Boko Haram, is Boko Haram, woman cannot be leader, woman is Aramo, is Haram to lead. When they saw money, they started changing their mouth. That Singapore, Malaysia, Tunisia, Russia, Shia, everywhere, Shanko, then get woman leader. So why not? They can't change them. So person we don't print everything. Come meet a match. Now so they won't rig the first woman governor in Nigeria. Supposed first elected woman governor in Nigeria. Now so the scheme say, Bo ti edibo, o ti wole, Binani o, bo ti edibo, o ti wole. But na Atiku get Adamawa, shey you get. Or die na die. Wahala too much the last time. And the person who was leading, after everybody rigged themselves, so PDP rig, APC rig, then when they finally PDP come out rig APC, they can't say, oh, they don't feel announce a woman leader, woman governor. They had to plan a rerun. Now, the rerun happened yesterday. Story long, Sha. But the drama that happened today, eclipsed all the drama that you have been seeing before. So if Nigeria goes up in smoke, when your democracy is finally killed and dead officially, I beg you, hold INEC.